Hello there, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Llangefni Rags to Riches playthrough. We are at our final 3 games of the season, and it couldn't be more exciting. There's 9 points left to play, so in theory, we could still win the league. However, we have got Cohen Bay this afternoon, which means if we do want to go and try and push to win the league, we need to win this game. We are away from home. The last 4 games that we've played off camera, we managed to draw 1-1 away from home. We then had a 4-1 home win against Ruffin. We had the other Anglesfield derby against Holyhead as well as Holywell, but we won 3-0. Lewis Owen and Lewis Barlow getting on the score sheet. The 4-1 game, to be fair, it was a selection of goal scorers in that game in that afternoon, which is great to see. We like to see goals coming from all throughout the squad. And then we drew 1-1 at home against Airbus UK, who are currently second. So we did manage to pick up some points, or at least a point, against one of the big teams in the game just gone. It's going to all come down to this game, whether we can push on to go for that league title. Of course, bear in mind, at the start of the season, the club vision was just for us to fight bravely against relegation. Let's get the team submitted, let's get the action underway, and let's see what we can do in pushing our hopes of title success further. So here we are, the team sheets have been submitted. A very familiar lineup for Llangefni Town FC. We've got Jack Davies in goal, Felipe Edmonds, Mike Williams, Alan Robertson, Jack Graham in defence, Finley Goodridge and the Bulgarian brute Heisman in midfield. Will Jones and Erwin Jones on either wing, with Lewis Barlow in just behind Lewis Owen. Hopefully Barlow, Owen and the Jones twins slash brothers slash triplets, if we bring on Stephen Jones, will have an impact in this afternoon's game. But let's go into the dressing room and let's have a chat with the boys to see how they are looking. They're all composed, motivated and focused, which is good. That's where we want them to be. We're doing well and we're on a good run, so let's keep it that going, shall we? Leaves it a little bit open-ended. I think what we're going to go with is pump fists. The recent form standings have Cohen Bay in 4th, whilst we are 1st. Let's show them why. Lewis Owen seems demotivated. That's not what we want. We want our leading goal scorer, who has been prolific again in the last few games, to be in the game this afternoon. So kickoff's underway. We're playing in our red kit, playing from right to left. We are away from home. The rain is absolutely pouring down this afternoon. Maybe that will go in our favour. Who knows? We will have to wait and see. Mike Williams with a long ball over the top. Unfortunately, just can't reach his target. They're through on goal. They just fire it over the crossbar. Luckily for us, we got away with it there. Dangerous free kick. Will Jones. Great delivery, and our Mike Williams is there. The man mounting, the captain of this football team, leading us, setting the example, getting in there at the back post, completely runs past his defender, leaving him in the dust. And Mike Williams is there. They are going to check for offside again, but as we can see, it was a perfectly timed run by the big brute at centre-back. Now all we've got to do is just hold on to this, see if we can get any further. Jones is on the wing, plays it into Owen. Oh, and it's 2-0. It's only gone and turned into 2-0, boys, at 8 minutes in. 8 minutes in, 2-0. Who would have thought of this against top of the league? We're just making this look easy. Absolutely easy. Look at this ball in by Will Jones. He has been an absolute signing and a half since he's come in. His delivery of the ball is absolutely fantastic. Airbus are 2-0 up. If that stays like that, we still can't win the league, to be fair, with only 6 points left. Well, unless actually they lose both of their games, and we could potentially, but then it's going to come down to goal. Heisman was in. I couldn't even get my words out. We were talking about the league. We wasn't even focusing on the game, and there he is. He just pops out of nowhere. Look at this run from deep. He's the one who first plays the ball off the Barlow. Goodridge sees him, pings the ball beautifully into his feet, and he just nestles that into the corner. The goalkeeper fumbling it, trying to pick it up, and it goes straight through his arms. 3-0 to Llangefni, away from home. What a result so far. Some controlled possession here. Goodridge into Heisman, to Owen. Jones takes his man on, beats him, tries to get the shot away, but unfortunately just cannot get that away, gets intercepted. 4 minutes left of the first half. So far, it's been all one-way traffic. Boys in red are doing a fantastic job this afternoon. goalkeeper's just trying to waste time. They don't want it to get any more embarrassing. Heijman's there. Covers well. Arlo, Goodridge. Arlo again. Heijman, through ball to John. Oh, and he just can't get on there. The keeper comes off his line quick enough. Long goal kick. Straight to their striker, Davies. There all day long. Gets rid of the ball. Gets rid of the danger. 2 minutes of added time. That should be it. There we go. We are at the half-time interval. Who would have thought that we would be in this commanding position at the moment? 3-0 up. You're doing brilliantly. Keep going. There's nothing really much more to say than that. So the second half is now underway. Edmonds with possession on this wing. Curse of the commentator there, gets taken off him straight away. Have just noticed that Airbus UK have actually played one less game than us. So they are going to need to lose the next 3 games in order for us to actually become champions. However, we almost conceded then, thinking of getting ahead of ourselves. Long ball over the top again. Goes straight into their striker. Roberts does well to track him back. Keeper makes a great save. What can they do with the follow-up here? Goes out for a corner. Graham getting the deflection there. Creamer brings the ball in. Heads straight into Davies' hands there. I'm going to praise the boys. 75 minutes played. We haven't made any substitutes yet, but I think we will look at making some subs now quickly. We're going to bring Buckland on instead of Irwin Jones. Actually, no, we're going to bring on William Hughes. And we might bring on... Should we bring James Saxton on just for a bit of a run out? Yeah, let's bring Saxton on for Goodridge. We don't want any injuries at this late stage. We've only got 2 games left in the season. We want to keep as fit as we can. We've been very lucky, to be fair, this season when it's come to injuries. The only injury I remember us getting is Lewis Owen when he was injured for a couple of days in the friendlies. Nash here attacking the 6-yard box. Brings it in. Oh, Davies with a point-blank reaction save there. Nash again. Moving forward. They have gone more in the attacking stance, I could tell. They've been more all over us. Davies done well to come off his line and collect that ball. Looks like he was trying to head that back across goal into Nash. Long goal kick. Absolutely no one's there, but the highlight ends anyway. Heijman into Edmonds. Edmonds with the ball in. No one's there to get onto the end of it, unfortunately. Saxton. William Jones here. Saxton. Barlow. Oh, can't get his shot away in time. Going to make one more sub just to waste a little bit more time. Going to bring off Felipe Edmonds just because he's starting to get a little bit tired out there. Got the Olays going on again. Away from home. Oh my God. That would have been an absolute... That would have been goal of the season if that went in. Fantastic layoff header there by Lewis Owen. Arlo into Saxton. To Lewis Owen. Absolutely awful pass, but we'll let him off considering how he's been this afternoon. And there we have it. 3-0 win away from home. The league probably isn't on the cards just because of the game in hands that the other teams have got. However, 47 points when we was predicted to finish here, we are having an absolute blinding season. We've had our youth intake come in with an excellent intake. Obviously, we saw a preview of that in a previous episode. However, they have now come into the club and they're going to join our under-19s team. We've got Steve Jones here. He's 15 years old. He's already a 3.5-star goalkeeper with the potential of a 5-star. By the looks of it, how our coaches see it, he's actually a better goalkeeper than Jack Davies. I very much doubt that. The stats here are saying that he looks better than Jack Davies. His determination 16, which is going to be very good for him getting better and better. We might have to give him a game sooner rather than later. Maybe that last game of the season if it's all wrapped up. Everyone else is pretty average. I mean, they would potentially be covering the squad straight away, but all 5-star potentials. So very good indeed. The finances, they're not looking too bad. The run of form that we've had has helped with fans coming into the ground, so we are making a fair bit of money each month. Our income has been more than our expenditure in the last month. We're currently £4,000 in the red. Lewis Owen was named March's North Player of the Month with 3 appearances, 3 goals. No assists in them 3 games, which is a little bit disappointing, but an average rating of 7.6. So congratulations to him. That would do a world of good for his confidence. We finally won a Manager of the Month award. How we've not won it before with some of the runs of form that we've gone on, I don't know. Very, very close to the wire with Warren Gibbs there as well. 3 matches with a 66% win ratio as well. We've just tipped it in our favour. And then to top it off as well, we had 3 players named in the Team of the month. We had Owen Jones, Lewis Owen, and Felipe Edmonds. We've got our press conference here after that game, so let's see what the press has got to say. Maybe they might actually start changing their mind on us and maybe start thinking that we might actually be able to do something moving further forward. A good result for your side out there. How surprising was it for you given your pre-match opinions of Steve Evans and his team? We're going to go assertively. I was hoping my comments would spark a bit of complacency from him before the match, and it looks like it worked given the lethargic and predictable performance that they put in. Victory for your side today has made all the sweeter with the result at the Rock, while Garsfield suffered a defeat. How significant could today become at the end of the season? We'll have to wait and see how it affects things, but it's always good to be on the positive side of a result. Mike Williams was in fine form today. He was quality, and I think everyone knows he was. End of the press conference. Thank you very much. See you all next week. We have got our under-19s friendlies with our youth intake coming up, but I'm not going to show that on camera. What I'll do is I'll just skip through that and skip to the next league game. But if anything does happen between that, of course, I'll bring you back and show you. After talking about injuries in that game, we have had a major injury for 5 to 7 weeks, but luckily, not lucky for him, but lucky for us, it's one of our youngsters that we don't actually play in the league. He's like 19 years old, but he's out for 5 to 7 weeks. After watching the youth candidates play, I recommend we sign the following players to add quality to the youth team. Well, without a doubt, we're definitely going to sign Steve Jones. We've also got a Roy Parry here that's a star graduate, but of course he's not actually in our recommended ones to sign. So I'm going to just put sign recommended players and see what happens. So we have signed the youth candidates. The only problem is we've signed them all on actual contracts rather than the usual rolling appearance fee contracts. And that does now mean that we're spending £273 per week on wages. So we are over £100 over our actual budget. That could be a slight issue. But I suppose some of them players can probably come into the starting 11 next season when we obviously need to call upon them. Anyway, let's get on to the other game of this episode. I will see you soon, and if anything interesting happens, I'll bring you straight back to the action. On top of the new youth candidates, we have also tied down Will Jones on a further contract. So he has signed a new 1-year extension, so £45 per week. He asked for a lot of bonuses and a lot of clauses, which I couldn't really get down. But realistically, none of them are going to play in this year anyway. And the other new contract, again, is for Heijman. So he's signed another new deal now at £35 a week. And this time he has signed for another 10 months to a year. So we know we're going to keep him for at least the whole of next season if we do stay in Llangefni. The one worrying thing is we're 2 games away from the end of the season and I haven't been offered a new contract. And as things stand, I will be leaving in 2 months. So that's going to be interesting. Normally, you're offered a new contract by now. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that. Maybe they don't want me to stay. Maybe because we've overachieved so much, they're like, oh, we can't afford to keep him. Or maybe they're just buying their time to see what happens with this wage budget, because now we're spending £303 a week on a £165 budget. Just let me get rid of this transfer budget. We're never going to sign anyone. So let me just get rid of this. Put that all into wages. What we could do is ask them to increase the wage budget and increase the transfer budget. Just if they increase the transfer budget, we can just sling that all into wages to try and offset the deficit a little bit. I'm only thinking of the club, guys. I don't even want it to sign more players. I just want it to increase so it's not as much of a loss. Okay, everyone has now played 26 games. There's only 6 points left to play for, so we can't win the league, unfortunately, now, guys. Best we can hope for will be 53 points, depending on what Gresford and Garlesfield do, depend on where we finish. We've got a 6-point gap now between us and 6th. We know we will not be finishing any lower than 5th in our first season at Llangefni. As I imagine, they rejected the increase in wage and increase in transfer budget, so it doesn't surprise me. To be fair to them, we are extremely exceeding our budget at the moment. Hey, if they've got that much talent in his youth, you can't afford to just let it go on a free, can you? You'll probably be able to sell this goalkeeper for at least a couple of 100k. Do you know what I think's really ironic? That the club has just sent Tyler Wells on his National B licence. He's already got a National C licence. I don't have any licences. Let me go on my coaching course, please. Why are you letting our coaches have better coaching licenses than what I've got? It's really annoying. It's a little bit too late now to say, oh, I want to do my badges now, because then if we do leave or if we don't get offered a new contract, which seems more likely because we've still not had an offer come through, then we'll have to just wait and see what the other clubs offer us. Which is, I'm a little bit annoyed actually that they've not come and tried to tie me down. But anyway, let's get the team submitted and go on to our second from last game of the season. We are playing sixth. We know we can't finish any lower than fifth, but we could potentially finish higher than fifth with a win. First are playing fourth, and third I think are playing eighth. So if third and fourth slip up, it's ours for the taking. So here we are, the team sheets have been submitted, they are in, they have been finalised, and it's the exact same starting 11 that we saw in the last game. Let's get straight into the dressing room. If we carry on the performance into the last match, we'll do well. I think this time we're going to agree with the assistant manager. We're going to say that assertively though. We've got a couple of motivated people, other players are seeming composed. We're playing in our blue kit, we are away from home. We will be playing from left to right. Let's see what we can do and let's see what the league table does after today's game. So far, not a great start. They were in on goal, however, we managed to track back and get the tackle in. Jones with the delivery into the box. Williams, of course, is there to get rid of it. Graham here with the throw-in into Barlow. Goodridge. Jones. Goodridge. Ball over the top. Heisman chases that down. Oh, and they get in just to stop the shot, but however it goes out for a corner. Jones with the delivery. Again, we're not beating the first man, however they have got a man over here. Edmonds takes him out, luckily, fairly in the referee's opinion, no card. All over the top, Alan Roberts is there, good tracking back and a good tackle. Arlo's having a little ticking off here. Quick free kick taken. Oh, I don't even think the referee had stopped speaking to the player at that point. Luckily the players were switched on. 20 minutes played. Just a couple of highlights so far. It's been majority them. Oh, they've just hit the woodwork. I think we are starting to get a little bit complacent here. We're going to demand... No, we're going to just fire up the players a little bit. So far we've had 2 shots on target. Great save by Davies and then a great clearance by the centre-back there. 38 minutes played. Corner for us. Again, go straight to their defenders. William picks up the loose ball. Goodridge, Williams, long ball over the top. Jones is there, and Will Jones has only gone... he's offside. Getting ahead of ourselves. It would have been a fantastic assist as well from the centre-back. Oh, he's miles offside. Absolutely miles offside. And that's half-time, 0-0. Let's have a look and see what we can say to motivate the boys going into the second half. We're going to go for hands in pockets. We're in the position we deserve to be in, and the numbers prove that. Show something better in the second half, please. Second half is now underway. Williams tries the long ball over the top. Again, just unfortunately isn't going to reach the target this afternoon. We're just not on that same wavelength at the moment. We're going to hit the 60th minute mark. We are going to make a sub. Bring on Stephen Jones for Irwin Jones. Team in fourth have slipped up. They are losing currently 2-1. So if we can get the win, if we can nick that winning goal, get 3 points, we should be able to go above them in the table. Not like that, we're not going to though. Still, out to Stevens, Jones, Hughes. Oh, and he gets both saves. Davies with a double save again. We're still just keeping our mentality as balanced at the moment. I don't want to leave us too open at the back. Gets to about the 82nd minute, we'll change it. Owen's in here, and Owen scored. Oh, he's offside again. I looked at the linesman this time. I didn't want to over-exaggerate the celebration like last time. Here we are on the attack again, though. Owen with a ball through to Heisman. Centre-back clears it up. Goalkeeper plays it back out, and again. They're playing for the point here. Poor distribution there by their goalkeeper. Jones picks it up here. Barlow, Jones, Graham. Goodridge off to Jones. Jones with the ball in. Oh, Owen's there and he just can't get his angle and his body right. He was going away from goal. Will Jones with the delivery in from the set piece. Williams is there, but it's tapped in by Lewis Owen. How that's gone in, I think he's just taken that on absolute plate here. Let's have a look. William Owens taps it in. Oh, there he is. in the middle of about 3 defenders. He finds the space to be able to tap that ball in. He was onside. Williams with a great assist, you may call it. It probably was a shot on target. He'll probably be having the words afterwards because it looked like that might have been going in. We've hit the 82nd minute. What we're going to do now is we are going to swap it back down to cautious, which is one of our typical play styles. We're going to bring on Saxon just because he's a bit more of a defensive-minded midfielder. And we're going to take off Will Jones as well, just because he is starting to get a little bit tight out there. We're going to bring on we're going to bring on William Hughes. 85th minute played. Possession in our half. Graham into Jones. To Graham, back to Jones, playing it between themselves. Long cross-field ball, can't get on target. Saxon picks up loose ball though. Absolutely no one on the end of that through ball though. Long ball over the top. Davies will take all day to collect it. Graham. To Jones. Lovely ball. Oh, he's just not there. He's just not on his toes today. Got the goal, but his movement's not been great. Jones into Heijman. Heijman can seal it. He's offside again. How many times are we going to be offside? Was he offside? This looks like a tight. That's tight. Not quite sure how far forward that red line is, to be honest. It looked almost in line from where we are. 3 minutes of added time. Are we going to hold out? This should be the last play of the game. Let's just get rid of the ball here. Oh, Davies, safe hands to keep us the 3 points. And there we have it. What does that do to the league table? Let's have a chat with the boys first before we have a look. We've got a point. No, we're going to outstretched arms. I'm very happy we got the result despite not being at our best. And that's what matters the most. Tell the guys that we're happy with them, but we're also not that happy with them at the same time. That does put us up to 4th. So Garlesfield, how did they get in on their game? Garlesfield did win 1-0. They beat Airbus, which means it's going to go down to the last game of the season of who clinches the title. And Gresford, they lost 2-1 away from home to 9th. So that puts us in 4th with a point over 5th and only a point behind 3rd. So we could potentially be finishing 3rd, or we could be finishing 5th still. But that has exceeded our expectations. Right back at the start of the season, I said about us finishing, I'd be happy with sort of 9th, 10th, 11th, or I think it might have been 7th, 8th, 9th potentially. But we have absolutely obliterated the targets that we set ourselves even at the start of the season, let alone what the board has sent us. We've now gone unbeaten in 10 league games, which the end of the season form has really cemented our position in the top half of the table. I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, we're going to have the last game of the season in the next episode. We will also have our end of season review. Hopefully, by then, the Llangefni board may have considered offering us a contract extension just so we know what we're doing for next season. At the minute, we don't even know whether to start planning for next season. We've brought all this youth intake in. We don't even know if we're going to use them. We may not even get another contract offered, which if we don't, we'll have to go and see what is out there, I suppose, and we'll have to go back to the job centre. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here to keep up to date with the journey. It's only really just starting to begin. The uncertainty at the minute of where we're going to end up next season is starting to get very exciting. But thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh.